It's time to start your life the way it is meant to be. There's only one time when it will be too late, and you don't want to wait for that. This is Now or Never. The choice is yours. Your host is Karen Wright. Today you're about to meet some amazing people. The stories are not always happy ones, but they define a healing process. Listen with an open mind and an open heart. Now, here is Karen Wright.
Welcome to my show, Now or Never. The choice is yours. Thank you, listeners, for being here with us today. As always, I'm always blessed with the wonderful guest, the dynamic duo I have today for Cinco de Mayo Day. It's going to be wonderful. I love it. Yes, I are so excited. We have Ariel Bickel with us and Leslie Zann. Ariel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, thanks. I had a little surprise morning, unintended. I was in a car accident on the way home from a haircut, trying to make myself beautiful for everybody. Gratefully, my dog and myself are fine. I'm just filled with gratitude and just so thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
I am too. When you told me, listeners, when we checked in on the call and she told me what had just happened, and my heart just started racing for her, and just grateful that she's safe and grateful that the dog's safe, and knowing that we're sending you extra love right now just to be here, that you're in the now with us. So thank you, Ariel, for being here. Leslie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, and I am sending Ariel, just corporate meetings and client coaching all morning. You had a far more exciting morning, and I'm sending you lots of love and glad to hear you and the dog are okay as well, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Listeners, remember to always check in. You can email me with your questions and comments. I love the communications that we have. My email is Karen@shinenowornever.com, or you can go to my website at shinenowornever.com. You would think I'd have it memorized. It's the same one. Shinenowornever.com, you guys. But I love it, listeners, when you reach out to me and your comments and your concerns and your questions. And you can always call in too. We love getting listeners calling in with their questions. You can call at the 1-866-346-9141 with any questions that you have, comments that you want to share. Our line is open for you, so feel free to. The theme for the show today for May, can't believe it's May already, is about getting your dreams in the air and letting them soar. And I remember as a little kid, I loved the springtime and flying my kite, and just how dynamic that felt when that kite took up off and the wind just took it up, and I just loved seeing it flying. And so my theme for May is about dreams, and the kite is the metaphor, the representing of dreams. And today we're going to have some good conversations going, I can tell, with questions that have been sent over from my guests. Before we continue on with the guests, though, let's begin with a deep meditation breathing, just for a moment so we can get grounded, closing your eyes. If you're driving the car, please keep your hands on the steering wheel and please keep your eyes open. But if you are in a position to where you can close your eyes. Taking a deep breath in and releasing. Another deep breath in. Allowing that air all the way down and release. Now bring your arms up around your shoulders, giving yourself a hug. Everyone deserves a hug. And sometimes when we're by ourselves, we're the only one that can give that to us. So take a deep breath in and blow out, embracing yourself a little bit stronger, feeling the empowerment that you have, blowing out. Now repeating 3 times out loud or in your mind, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. Taking another deep breath in and release. Releasing your hands from your shoulder, tapping 3 times on your chest with your fingers. accept, accept, accept. Take another deep breath in and release. Listeners, every week we have an affirmation of the week. And before the show starts, I go through my deck and I just shuffle them around, and whatever pops out is the affirmation that is for this week. And I ask my guests, I invite my guests. I haven't even looked at the card yet because I like to be surprised. So I ask my guests as I read the card to you to share with our listeners the first thing that comes into your mind or what this card meant to you as I read it. Okay? So it says, I see the people of the earth waking up to be good stewards of the earth. I see the people of the earth waking up to be good stewards of the earth. So Leslie, when I read that, what came to your thoughts about that?
Actually, a video of my good friend Jody that I saw online this morning. She and her husband followed their dream to move to the country and build a farm and a dog kennel. And she has a special needs child. And so everyone that works in the barn are all special needs kids. And when I opened it up today, I saw the whole spread. Jody's going around chasing chickens and the kids are all playing and there's horses. I just felt that each one of us in our own way, if we make that choice, can be good stewards of the earth in our own way. And that first example that popped up to me was my good friend Jody.
I love that. I love that she's doing that she's in the now moment, making things reality come forefront. Yes. That's beautiful. Ariel, what about you?
Yeah, what came to me was first I visualized some friends of mine who, while always environmentally conscious to a certain extent, have in the last couple of years suddenly really started acting on that and seeming to understand how deep the connection with nature goes and that we are nature. And the other thing is that I was out hiking yesterday with my dog, and particularly in the last year since the pandemic, there's so many more people outside and with their kids. And I just gave this little prayer yesterday, like, I hope everyone who's out here, who's never really spent time outdoors until now, is developing a whole new profound respect and deep connection with nature. I think on the other side of this, everybody spending this much time outdoors is going to yield something. It's already yielding something profound. So that's what came up for me.
I love that. I totally feel that COVID, as hard as it has been for all of us, has also had some good for us, and helping people get out into nature and explore the world and explore the earth and embracing that stewardship once more and going inside. So thank you both for sharing. Listeners, I hope you were able to get something of wisdom from both of our guests with their answers, and that affirmation for this week is going to be amazing. If you look into the world, be that stewardship of the earth. Go out, plant your seeds, fly your kite, because here we go. It's May. Oh my heck, I'm so excited. Okay, I am going to introduce my first guest today. Leslie Zann she is passionate about what it takes to live with courage and inspiring others to do the same. Having risen from the ashes of loss, abuse, betrayal, and illness, her mission is to inspire people on a global scale to get unstuck, stop settling for less than they desire, and harness the courage to create major breakthroughs. Leslie is a dynamic speaker who has presented live to more than 100,000 people around the world, dedicated to achieving their full potential and living their best life. She is in high demand as a speaker and personal development coach. The National Speaker Association awarded Leslie with their highest honor of Certified Speaking Profession. Less than 17% of the speakers have received that. So congratulations, Leslie, that's amazing. She has written is a #1 international bestseller book. The name of her book is called Outrageous Achievements. And I ordered her book online from Amazon, and it's sitting next to my bed, and I started it, and I'm just honored, Leslie, to have you here. So everyone, here's our guest, Leslie Zann. Woo!
Thank you, Karen. I'm so happy to be with you. And I have to acknowledge you, that being on this radio show with you, this is your vision coming to fruition and the courage it took for you to turn that dream into reality. I'm just proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. So, Leslie, will you just share with our listeners just really quick? You mentioned a little about the rising from the ashes through your trials in life. Can you touch on that just for a minute and share with the listeners so we get a better sense of who you are?
Yeah. So had a lot of terrific things happen in my life. I'm 61 years old, so I've been through a lot. And yet there were certain times in my life that were transforming. And I've been through illness. I've been through bankruptcy. I've been through having my house burned down. I've been through infertility. I've been through divorce. So things a lot of people go through. And I bring up my stories when I speak, not so much to talk about me and the story, but the lessons I learned from having overcome these challenges and these obstacles. And I'm so passionate about how we learn to overcome adversity and the choices that we make, that after we're knocked down, how do we get back up? And who are we as we get back up, and how we can use those tough times. You know, there's a phrase, Karen, they always say the hardest things can be our best lessons. Well, I agree with that, but I think it's a choice. And so that's really my message, is that it's a choice in how we learn to overcome adversity and the woman we become after adversity.
I love that. So when we have adversity, which we all have in life, I mean, Ariel had hers this morning, like literally. And what is your go-to for keeping on track, for getting you back up out of that rut and helping you move forward when you are in the midst of that?
I know for me, I can only speak for myself. For me, my go-to is personal development, my personal development practice. I have a practice every morning where I put at least 30 minutes into working on myself, reading positive stuff, getting my head straight. How do I feel? Who am I? Who do I want to be? So no matter what's going on externally, that's a way I ground myself in the morning. I begin with some gratitude where I focus on all the things that are working in my life. And then I do some personal development reading. And so if people don't read anymore or don't choose to read, you can listen to audiobooks, or you can do a little bit of journaling, or you can do a little bit of vision work. I just have that time for me, that quiet time. The phone's off, the laptop's off. It's uninterrupted time. I defend and protect that time for me, because I have learned over the years that when I take just that brief amount of time every morning, I move through the world better, more positive, and I am more bulletproof to the challenges that will most likely happen throughout the day.
I love that, because you're taking that one-on-one time for you. You're filling your cup up. So because I know with your busy life and everyone that you intermingle with every single day, that I'm sure it drains you. You talk about dream stealers, pervasive dream stealers. What do you mean by that? Let's discuss how that works.
Well, dream stealers, you know, whenever we find the courage to be our best self, to step into our full potential. There will be people around us who mean well, and yet if they really thought it through, they are so threatened by our courage. But rather than internalize it themselves and try to figure out why they don't have the courage to live their life the way they choose to, they come at us usually through negativity. What makes you think you can do that? Or nobody ever does that. Well, or come on, nobody in our family's ever done that. Or girls don't do that. Or boys don't do that. Like, who do you think you are anyway?
Right.
Don't get bigger than your britches. All this stuff. And we have a choice to either listen to those dream stealers and or no judgment, but put on our Wonder Woman shield and find the courage to continue to move forward and follow our dreams.
I think I've ran into that, and I've heard people say, if you really want your dreams to happen, you don't share them. Have you heard that before?
I have heard that, and I don't think any of this there's a right or wrong, Karen. I truly do. I think what's right or wrong for ourselves. I personally get a lot of empowerment that when I set a big goal, like I declare it. Like that just helps me step into it. I declare it, and I have learned over the years that I don't declare it to get validation. I don't declare it to get acceptance. I don't declare it for them to agree with me or not. I've learned to declare it because there's more power behind it, and it helps drive my courage to move in that direction. So that's just for me declaring it. Yeah.
Well, I also think there's certain people, you find your tribe, people that are going to hold you accountable for what you just said. And those are the people that are on your butt the whole time, pushing and going, hey, so you said you're going to do this, Leslie. Is that book done? When's that happening? #1 international bestseller. Yay!
Part of this too is the discipline. Like I had the discipline to write the book, but I surrounded myself with people that helped me be a better writer. My copy editor, Cliff, made me a better writer. I wrote every word, but he made, through his directions, sent me back to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. And so the book is, I give him as much credit. He really, truly did make me a better writer. So again, surrounding yourselves with people who are going to love you unconditionally and support you in your dreams and support you in your courage. We are all a reflection of basically we're the average of the 5 people we hang around the most. And so I think it's very important that we consciously choose who we're hanging around with.
I love it. Yes, I totally agree that it is important, as my kids are growing up, choose your friends wisely.
Yep. And to your point about dream stealers too, sometimes we can't remove ourselves from a dream stealer, right? Sometimes we're married to them, sometimes they are so a solution for that part of it is learning to set boundaries.
Yes. I love that. And the whole thing with the kites flying with our dreams or goals and the strings, the people we surround ourselves, how tight is that, line connecting our dreams to ourselves and bringing in that group of team, the tribes to support us, to allow our dreams to fly and to soar. So Leslie, thank you so much for sharing with our listeners. We will be returning right back and being able to meet our guest, Ariel. And we're going to learn a little bit more about Ariel and her dreams and how she see things just a little bit differently. So we'll be right back.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
Everyone knows a realtor. A seasoned realtor, Karen Wright, has the experience and the knowledge of this crazy market. Whether you are a first-time homeowner, downsizing, or divorced, Karen understands the importance of easing the pressure for her clients. A hands-on realtor, Karen has been known to paint rooms, box up toys, bring food to her exhausted clients, and even help them find movers and cleaners to help simplify the process. She reminds her clients to take a deep breath and trust in her. For your next real estate needs, remember Karen Wright at Realty Path Summit. Visit yourbestmoveyet.net.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
The book Now or Never, Shine Baby Shine, is authored by #1 international best-selling author Karen Wright. Karen's book invites readers to learn and grow through every aspect of her life. She invites all who have experienced any loss in their life to take time, read, and feel her words as she opens her soul, page after page. Through each twist and turn of her journey, Karen invites her readers to heal and become the person you are truly meant to be. Find your truth, live now, and shine. Visit ShineNowOrNever.com or look for the book on Amazon.com.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@ShineNowOrNever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Welcome back, listeners. If you weren't able to join us a little bit ago, we had Leslie Zann with us, sharing with us her coaching styles, her core values, what dreams are, being surrounded by people to help make dreams come true, finding your tribe. And her wisdom and knowledge is appreciative, and I am full of gratitude with you, Leslie, being with us today. Now we'd like to take some time and introduce my next guest to you, Ariel Bickel. She is a transformational coach, speaker, and best-selling author. She is a shameless voice for self-empowerment, using her fiery compassion and wisdom to guide individuals in their journey of rediscovering and reclaiming their joy. Abducted by her father twice before she turned 5, successfully hidden from her mother, trained to lie about her true identity until eventually forgetting who she was, and raised in an environment of abuse. Ariel understands the pain and pleasure of setting off into the unknown to rediscover and reclaim your true self. A dynamic personal transformation and liberation, Ariel provokes shift through her consulting, coaching, public speaking, writing, and community organizing. Ariel's hot Becoming the Fire offerings include The Awakening Activist and Playing with Fire. She will be going live this spring with that. You can, so Ariel, thank you. I started going on. You can find her at arielbickel.com. I'm like, nah, you guys gotta do that on your own.
I was like, wow, I sure do love adjectives. Colorful.
I love going, like I get the bios and I start reading it. And sometimes I'm like taking out words I can't pronounce because then I'm like stumbling over myself. So anyway, those are my little weaknesses I have, articulating, speaking too fast, but I'm learning. Here we go, people. I love it. And Ariel, thank you so much. In your bio, I want you to share with the listeners about what happened when you were 5 years old, about your father. Like what happened there?
Yeah. So a little before I turned 5, my father and my birth father and my stepmother at the time had moved to where I was living with my birth mother, and my grandparents, her parents, lived nearby. And my birth parents had been divorced for a while, and when it's actually, I learned later in life, it started at 1.5, I was first abducted. My mother found me, took me back at 3, but a little before I was 5, my father had remarried, and they moved to where we were and took me for a weekend excursion, and we never returned again. The second time this happened, our identities, my birthday, place of birth was effectively erased. And I didn't have a birth certificate. And we went on the lam from the family and the police, and I did not discover who my true identity was or reclaim my name and birthday until I graduated from high school.
Wow, what a journey.
Yeah.
I mean, that is very dramatic because, first of all, you turn 18, you find out your true identity, and all that time you're thinking, this has been a complete lie.
Yeah.
My life has been a lie in so many forms and shapes. So how did you come through that? How did you step forward into embracing and finding out who your true self was now?
It's a great question, because I only realized that this issue of identity and true self has been the core lesson of the lifetime journey, but I was so caught up in healing the trauma that now I'm able to step back a little and appreciate that this is the bigger theme. How did I get through it? I mean, I do have one family member who helped me, who got me my real birth certificate in high school. And I had a great guidance counselor who forged documents. And so I walked up the graduation platform one person and came down another person. They had changed my name and my diploma. And I think I just, I'm just enough fiery personality and contrary that and also I could tell, I knew there was not going to be support from my family. There was a family secret and complicity in keeping it that way. So I knew it's me or nobody, at that point. And I knew I needed to get away, and I knew needed to work, and I knew I wanted to go to college someday. And I had to just start taking things in control by myself. And I think for me, the journey since then has been in the deepest, darkest moments when I've felt suicidal, when I'm at rock bottom, when I've been, I'm sorry, there's emotion probably from the accident too, but it's all divine time.
Okay.
When I'm at the edge of the precipice, right, of what's next. And I recommend this to all of the people I work with. There was nothing left to do except sit still and drop in and listen to, stop directing traffic and listen to what my internal truth was telling me.
Yeah.
And answering the question, why should I get up tomorrow?
I think a lot of times when we're going through a trauma like that, we have to take that time for ourselves to heal and really settle into ourselves. Like you said, we have to stop. And to me, the universe can do it in many ways. I mean, 4 years ago, I was just like, just going wild, just crazy. My mind was all over the place, just trying to figure out things, and busted out my ACL skiing. The age of 50, I've never, first thing I've ever broken in my life, and it just snapped, and I had to sit. I did not have a choice. I had to be in bed. And that was an awakening for me in a sense where, what am I doing? What's my next step? And so big, courageous, you're empowering of what you've done and where you're going. You have a difference between, instead of goal setting, you talk about intentions. So tell me, why does it matter between intentions and goal setting? What's the difference?
Yeah, and I wanted to bring this up, and I was really marinating on this after I sent in the question, and I want to make it clear that I'm not anti-goal. There's a place for that within the bigger scope of intention. The sticky wicket with setting goals versus intention, I mean, I shouldn't even say versus, is attachment and finite and becoming so linear and locked into the way something what must be achieved and the way we must get there, that we put on blinders and we eliminate seeing all other opportunities. So whether we achieve our goal or we don't, we're either a success and we might be missing other things the universe is trying to show us, or we consider ourselves a failure and we're missing the gift in not getting what we thought we wanted. So for me lately, I've been really playing with this concept of setting intention, which is more like, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What's a big picture? How do I want to feel when I take my last breath? What intention do I have around growing as an entrepreneur, an author, speaking? You know, I had this beautiful goal this morning of going to get a haircut, coming home, putting on makeup, and having everything perfect to get on the show for all of you. Well, you know, they say the road to you know where is paved with good intentions, but I think it's actually goals, because I knew my intention was that I come here and be of service today and join, you know, connect on a real level with all of you. And my goal was that I deal with the accident situation and then I get back to do it, right? But I wasn't attached or married to how exactly it had to happen. I walked away without a scratch. I'll probably be sore tomorrow. My dog's safe. I'm safe. And so I could never have set that goal. It's going to go this way, and this way. And the universe is like, surprise. So, but I'm still here fulfilling my intention. It was just like a serious detour. Right. If that's making sense.
No, that totally makes sense. And I think so often we get caught up in just seeing the prize, right? That goal, that prize.
Yeah.
And missing everything around us, like you said. And we miss people, we miss opportunities that can be knocking on our door, and we're not listening because we're just just focused on the one thing. And I love that you bring that into our awareness, Ariel. And intentions are very important. And you can have your dreams, you can have your goals, you can have your desires, but having your intentions on what's important. And at the end of the day, you talk about radical gratitude.
Yeah.
Explain to our listeners what that means to you.
Yeah. So I, along with a lot of others, and I love that Leslie mentioned it, you know, a gratitude practice. I may not be as disciplined as she is every day, but more of us are awakening, right, to the power and the truth and the juice in a gratitude practice and experiencing true gratitude. What I discovered a couple of years ago when I started going to a gratitude circle is that something deeper was calling me to be grateful than just saying, of course, I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful to have food and a roof over my head. Can I be grateful for the trauma? Can I be grateful when things go sideways? Can I be grateful for this accident? Can I be grateful, you know, like you, 4 or 5 years ago when I slid down a mountain and broke my ankle, first bone I ever broke, and had to sit still for 3 months. Could I be? So radical gratitude to me is that art of finding the grace in everything. What is the gift in the horrible, terrible darkness? What is the gift in the years I spent laying on the couch, barely able to get up except to go to work, right? Wanting to not exist. Well, I wouldn't be such a support and a space holder for others there now if I didn't know what that felt like.
Yeah, I agree with that. That radical gratitude is when you're in the midst of darkness, the depths of hell, and you're trying to see the good, and being able to dig so deep and seeing just that light that might give you that glimpse of, okay, that might be the light that's going to help me get out, or the gratitude or the thought process. You might have one of those aha moments where you're like, okay, now I understand, or I see the path has turned, my path is turning, and I need to take a new direction. And even with your accent this morning, Ariel, so grateful that, the gratitude of you being okay. You're going to be sore. Your dog's fine, but it's it's the car. It's all that other issue stuff that we have to take care of, which is a pain. But you're here and you're safe. And that's gratitude for me. When you told me that this morning, that you're just in a car accident, my heart just started pounding fast, like I told the listeners. And I just felt a wave of gratitude for your angels that were around you and protecting you and the support, and you still stepping into your power and coming on the show after being shaken up like this. And that's radical gratitude that I see. And I appreciate you doing that so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So grateful too. It really is shining a spotlight in this moment on, look at this gorgeous community that I've been attracting and growing with intention that I had to come to this morning. That I didn't have 2 years ago. Right? And radical gratitude, this is very important. We don't spiritual bypass. We don't stop grieving. We let ourselves be angry. We let ourselves feel everything. We can feel like total crap, total shit, right?
Yeah.
And we can be questioning, why should I want to even bother or go on? And we can still have radical gratitude to say, this situation has brought me to a deeper self-contemplation, inquiry, and realization. And maybe that's why it happened.
I love that. I just got done listening to a book, Think Like a Monk, and I forgot the name of the author, but it was amazing.
Shetty?
Yes. And he talks about thinking like a monk. It's love, service, and gratitude. And keeping those three things in focus every day. And it brought a new awareness to me, even though I feel like I do that. But I'm even more focused in on, like Leslie says, when she wakes up in the morning, she takes the time and she has gratitude and she's working on herself and bringing what she wants into that, and the radical gratitude, and just being aware of the simple things in life that's all around us. And I go into nature every day with my dogs, and I hike them every day. And right now with the buds and the flowers blossoming, and the coyotes are coming out chasing me down the trails, you guys. It's been crazy stuff. But it's gratitude all in the same. It's just the simple things. And I think if we remember that, listeners, think about why we're on this next little break. Things that you're grateful for. What are the things in life that you're truly grateful for? And just start saying that out loud and see how your attitude starts changing. You know, the best form of what do they say? The best form of gratitude is in your attitude. And I think that's really important. So listeners, stay tuned. We're coming right back. Both Leslie and Ariel will be sharing their information on how to contact them, how to go and work with them as coaches, if you want them as speakers, how to get their books, a whole 9 yards with all of this. And we're so excited to have each of our listeners with us today. We will be right back.
Follow us on Twitter for more great ideas at Voice America Empowerment.
The book Now or Never, Shine Baby Shine, is authored by #1 international best-selling author Karen Wright. Karen's book invites readers to learn and grow through every aspect of her life. She invites all who have experienced any loss in their life to take time, read, and feel her words as she opens her soul page after page. Through each twist and turn of her journey, Karen invites her readers to heal and become the person you are truly meant to be. Find your truth, live now, and shine. Visit ShineNowOrNever.com or look for the book on Amazon.com.
Where can you listen to some of the world's top life coaches ready to dish out success tips and entrepreneurial guidance? The Voice America Empowerment Channel will do just that. Whether it's personal growth, building a better business, or inspirational life stories, make it a daily habit to tune into our programs. From weight loss and personal branding to law of attraction and increased happiness, you'll find it every day at VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com. The Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
Everyone knows a realtor. A seasoned realtor, Karen Wright, has the experience and the knowledge of this crazy market. Whether you are a first-time homeowner, downsizing, or divorced, Karen understands the importance of easing the pressure for her clients. A hands-on realtor, Karen has been known to paint rooms, box up toys, bring food to her exhausted clients, and even help them find movers and cleaners to help simplify the process. She reminds her clients to take a deep breath and trust in her. For your next real estate needs, remember Karen Wright at Realty Path Summit. Visit yourbestmoveyet.net.
Live up to your fullest potential. This is the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
We're back, listeners. Thank you for joining us. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Now or Never, the choice is yours. I have two dynamic, unique, authentic women with us showing us what empowerment is all about. We have listened to Leslie Zann and Ariel Bickel today, and I'm going to give them each an opportunity to share their contact. I invite you all to reach out to my guests. They want you to reach out to them, inquire, ask questions, see how they can help you open the doors, because they're here for you. I do this out of love because I know listeners, we all need the extra help, and we're finding our team, our support group here. So Leslie, will you share with the listeners how to get a hold of you?
Yep, absolutely. They can go to my Instagram. That's really a place where I hang out a lot. And there's a text number there in the bio where you can reach out to me. I'm also active on LinkedIn is another place you can reach out and find me. Leslie Zann, Zann. And Karen was thoughtful enough to mention the book. I am so full of gratitude of the success of my latest book. It's called Outrageous Achievement, and you can find it on Amazon in both the print copy, the ebook, and the Audible. I had a ball going into the studio doing the Audible because I wanted to make sure that they heard my voice, my energy, my laughter, my pain as I went through all the stories. So would love to hear and support you in any way, looking for a good keynoter, a speaker, a strong woman's voice of courage and empowerment. That's really where my heart is.
I love it. Thank you. And I'm excited when she told me she did her own Audible. I'm like, oh, maybe I can do that with my book.
Certainly you can.
I'm going to have to get coached how to articulate the words so I don't slur them, but I know I can do it.
I know you can do it.
Ariel, please share with our audiences how we can get a hold of you too.
Sure. And I'll start by saying that I am a work in unbecoming and becoming. So along the issue identity. So my website is more of a placeholder, Instagram, all of that. And you can find me on those places. The best way to connect with me, though, the surefire way right now, is via email at Ariel, Ariel, at Ariel Bickel, that's BICKEL.com. So Ariel at arielbickel.com. And you can text or message me at my phone number, 505-321-6867. And then you can also find me on Facebook at Ariel Bickel. I have a professional page there, or you can look me up on my personal page, Ariel Tamara Bickel. So direct is best right now. And like I said, more to come.
I love it. Thank you. Listeners, take the time, write that information down. You can go onto our a link with voiceamerica.com where the other, if you weren't able to write down their information, it's linked into the today's show with their bio and how to get a hold of them. So feel free to go there, reach out to them, reach out to me. We love you. It's easy. We just want to encourage everyone. Bringing us together is so important. And this whole month is about dreams and goals. And Leslie talked a little bit at the beginning of her segment when we were speaking about how to get those dreams off the ground. How to get the kite off the ground. Who's holding the kite? Who's running? And who's chasing?
Well, yeah, this is a perfect segue because what I neglected to say was on Mondays and Tuesday mornings, I go Facebook Live at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Mondays on Facebook, and it's Leslie Zann Consulting is my Facebook link. I focus on mindset. So who gets the kite off the ground? It's our mindset. Like I truly believe mindset trumps skill set all day long. You can be highly skilled at whatever you're doing, but if your head isn't in the game, you're just a highly skilled person who is stuck. And so on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Pacific, we spend about 25 minutes doing all different aspects of personal development, mindset, vision work, really turning your dreams into reality. And as you heard earlier, I have a real passion for overcoming adversity. I listened to Ariel's story, and on the break, I was telling her how much I admire her. And truly, there are concepts and tips to help us overcome adversity. We don't have to stay down, and we don't have to feel alone. And again, I think Ariel is a perfect example of that. So that falls under my category of having the mindset to harness that potential and that courage so that we move through the grief, we move through the pain, and we pick ourselves up and we move forward on our terms.
Yeah, I love that. And yes, Ariel, you are the great example for all of us today. And I'm a true believer in affirmations and the I am, like I am, not, the I am thing is very important when I'm speaking, because when I speak, I'm the only one listening, right? When you're talking to yourself, you're the only one listening. And so I try to fill my thought process with words that are going to lift me up, things that will help me. And it has been an ongoing process where I've really stuck to it probably for like the last 4 or 5 years, to where for the most part, I'm pretty upbeat and positive and do what I'm going to do because I'm the only one that's going to do it. And I believe that dreams can come true. And Ariel, I want to ask you, you said something with when you're coaching people about the dreams and goals, the intentions. Do you have a certain way when you set your intentions? Is it through your thought process? Is it through vision board? Is it through writing it down? I know journaling is really important for a lot of people. I'm just curious.
I would say yes. I mean, all of it. One thing that I do that I don't even remember, it was so long ago, somebody suggested to me or said they did, and I was like, oh, I'm stealing that. Rather than set resolutions the beginning of each new year, I used to say I pick a theme, but what really happens is I download a theme. I basically listen to, and it kind of starts naturally percolating towards the end of the year into sometimes in the beginning of January. I just listen to what is my intention? What is my focus for the year? And I keep it, it can be there's a one-word version, and then there's a short sentence or phrase version. And I write it out. And that becomes my mantra for the year, so that every moment, waking, sleeping, living, breathing, eating, dreaming, it is infused at a cellular spiritual level in everything. And there are times in the year where I forget, and then somehow it reorients me and I track. And it helps me get into alignment and be congruent and say, does everything, the way I'm showing up in this life and the way I'm following the guidance, is it in alignment with what my intention for the year is? It's been a game changer for me. Last year it gets to be easy. This year, the beginning of the year came through, it said surrender, let it go. But besides letting go, like surrender to everything. And it is, I mean, I've got my work cut out for me. Let's put it that way. So I use all kinds of other tools now, bringing tapping. Yes, I do visualizing with people. I do a lot of coaching, guiding them through more of their feelings. And I have a series of exercises where I get them to drop deeper, deeper, deeper. So they're using fewer words as they drop in. And we get to the truth in their gut, in the belly, which is really their true self, and also their dharma of why really are they here. And also I do a lot of reflection, like mirroring, so that people realize what you're seeing, what the beauty I see in you and the power I see in you is already in you. I'm just reflecting back. I'm just guiding and helping pull it out of you. So I do a lot of guiding and almost like expedition leader and leading, but not leading like suggesting, but leading people back to where all the answers are, which is actually inside anyway.
So Ariel, Karen's entire internet just went out.
Oh gosh, okay.
So she just gave me a quick shout. So
Okay.
I'd like to just follow up on a couple of things you just said, and then
Sure.
we'll go ahead and close the show and
Yeah, absolutely.
do the show on behalf of Karen. So I too have an intention every year, and
Oh,
I
cool.
agree with you that it downloads for me too. And so my intention for this year was doors will open. Doors will open.
Juicy.
And so every day I have a mantra where I say the perfect people, situation, opportunities will present themselves, and I am open to receive. And, I just am so aligned with you in that when we set those intentions, and our self-talk is so important, and when we reinforce it, when we're talking to ourselves, I really do believe we vibrate at that higher level, and the perfect people and situations do present themselves to us. So, yeah.
I love it. I love yours. I'll put that as a subscript to mine. That's a great one. Yeah.
You can hear me. I love it too.
I can hear you.
I know. I've got Karen on my
That's how you're doing it.
That's how we do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this show for our friend Karen Wright, who lost her technology. So
Yeah.
Ariel, is a pleasure to join you today. And for all of Karen's listeners, both Ariel and I had a marvelous time. And Karen is listening on my Apple Watch, and she is so happy all of you were here with us today. And she looks forward to seeing you on her next show, Now or Never. Thank you so much for joining us today. Ariel, you are a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
All right.
Leslie, likewise. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you so
Karen,
much.
and all the listeners.
Thank you for sharing your time with us. Now or Never, The Choice is Yours can be heard live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. We hope you'll join us again soon.